Finance Minister Jim Flaherty kicked off pre-budget consultations today in Victoria. He has a tough balancing act ahead. He's trying to rein in federal spending to trim the deficit while keeping the national economy churning. But today's launch comes as a new report from the Parliamentary Budget Officer, Kevin Page, suggests numbers in the recent fiscal update underestimate likely projections over the next few years. So is the government lowballing numbers in order to balance the books and score political points before the next election? And how will the minister's outreach tour factor into next spring's budget? Joining me now from Victoria, Minister of Finance Jim Flaherty, thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure, Hannah.
Now, who gets a meeting with you to present their take on what's best for the economy?
Well, we have a series of meetings. Today we had people actually from all over Canada. We happen to be in Victoria, so there was an emphasis on British Columbia people and British Columbia business leaders, the heads of a couple of their universities, their skills training centers, some union representatives, some business leaders, and people from across the country as well, talking generally about the future of our economy and what we can do in order to maximize growth and jobs.
What are you hearing? What do you expect to hear?
You know, pretty positive, actually. They think we're on the right track. They want us to stay on the right track, that's for sure, and be fiscally responsible. A lot of suggestions, especially about skills training and matching people to the shortages that we have across the country, but particularly in Western Canada.
And you also want the opinion of the opposition leaders. You sent a letter to them too, correct?
That's right, and I look forward to that. Mr. Mulcair used to be the finance critic, and so I know him from a finance perspective in the past. Peggy Nash also I've gotten to know as finance critic, and Scott Bryson. And I don't know if Ralph Goodale is going to get involved, but the Liberals have some past experience on finance matters. So all opinions, all recommendations are welcome and considered.
But you sent them a warning too, correct?
Yeah, no big new spending programs. No, we're not doing those because we don't want a structural deficit in Canada.
Now, a new report out from the Parliamentary Budget Officer yesterday suggests the numbers in your economic update lowball economic growth over the next few years. He thinks you may be able to balance the books before the next election in 2015. Once again, his numbers don't jive with yours. Why not?
I don't know. You know, last month he said I was going to run a bigger deficit than I said I was going to run. Now he tells me I'm going to run a bigger surplus. He changes his numbers quite regularly. All I can say is that we're on track. We follow the assessments of the private sector economists. I met with him most recently in October. We are on track to balance the budget in the medium